Okay, so on Friday, I put out a thing that said, put in your prayer requests to the comments. And a lot of people did that, and most of the prayer requests were for unsafe family. So I thought then, man, I need to talk about this. I think this is such a pressing issue. So many people are concerned about members of their family that are not walking with the Lord. And so in this one, I want to talk about the very first thing that you need to consider when you have unsafe family that you are worried about. Obviously, it's a given, right, to say you need to be praying for these people. But I would say, obviously, you need to commit yourself to praying for them regularly and figure out some sort of cadence, whether it's, setting an alarm so that every day you're praying for them, or, you just make it a habit of praying for them every day. It's such a important aspect of this. But I'm going to go out on a limb and just assume that you're already doing that, or you're praying for them regularly if you put a comment in my video saying, please pray for my unsafe family. Okay, so the next thing, and this is probably the number one thing that is important to do when you have unsafe family members that you're concerned with their eternity, right? The number one thing to do is to check your own life and your own walk with the Lord and make sure that you are not living in hypocrisy. Okay? And I say that because a lot of unbelievers, they basically look at the lives of Christians around them. They see the clear and apparent hypocrisy in their life, and they immediately use that as their argument to say it's not real, or Jesus doesn't exist, or whatever. And so I can't tell you how important this is. Look, at parents, if you're concerned about your children and you're living in hypocrisy, they're going to absolutely see it. There's not going to be any hiding that from them. They're going to understand that it exists there, and that's one of the things that gets in the way. Now, I wish I could explain to you just how big of a deal this is, because what I see from my perspective as a pastor is that this regularly is one of the issues. And especially because when you have sin or hypocrisy in your life, what happens is that normally carries into that relationship in one way or another. Okay? It creates a wedge between you and this person that really, it breaks everything down. The honesty and the integrity and everything is gone because of the sin or because of the hypocrisy. And, when there's hypocrisy, it is sin. Okay, it's the same thing. I just want to make sure I'm using these words so that we're on the right track here. But when the sin and the hypocrisy works into the relationship, it drives a wedge that dismantles the integrity, that removes honesty and removes humility from that relationship, that makes it possible to really have, like a straightforward conversation about who the Lord is and why it's important to follow him. Now, if I was a child of a person that was a believer who was not actually committed in their walk with the Lord, and then this person comes and says, hey, you need to get right with Jesus, I would immediately be thinking, well, you need to get right with Jesus. And there's the breakdown, right? Now, the Lord can still save these people, and he still does, right? I'm not saying their salvation is hanging on you. I'm saying that this is one of the things that really causes a ton of problems. So instead of being part of the problem, right? Instead of being one of the hurdles or one of the things that actually is in the way of the gospel in the life of these people, it's better to walk in humility. It's better to be honest. It's better to have a relationship of integrity, and actually allow the Lord to use that to change this, whoever it is in your life that you're concerned about, your family members, your friends, the people that you're concerned that because they're not walking with the Lord. Now, and I'm not saying this because I want to make everybody feel guilty. I'm saying this because practically the relationship that you have with this person, if you have if your relationship with the Lord is very solid and it is very honest and true, right? Okay. If you are walking in humility and integrity with the Lord, that relationship is something that can be used powerfully by God. So I'm just encouraging you, because that's part of the way that people get saved. They see somebody else walking with the Lord, especially through difficult times. They see them walking with the Lord in ways that defies human understanding, and then they say, okay, there might be something to this. So if you want to be a part of that, if you want to see people in your family get saved, and they come and then they get saved and they say, the reason I committed my life to the Lord is because I saw so and so, and I knew by their life that Jesus was real. I'm encouraging you guys to think this through, to pray about it, to consider it, because it is a major deal. And then, of course, continue praying for the people that are unsaved. Continue to pray and reach out to those loved ones that don't know the Lord. So I hope that gives you something to think about today. May the Lord richly bless you. Thank you so much for watching this video. Continue to pray for the nation of Israel. So much going on over there. And I will see you again tomorrow. God bless.